Good evening. Welcome to the Division B final here from Brossard, Quebec. It is the spring final. We are down to the last game of the division itself and perhaps the most underrated game that we have. And I welcome our broadcast partner, Carmen Puliche. Carmen, good evening to you. Tats taking on a very unique team in 2.5 Alcoholics here. Your thoughts on this game?
Well, thank you very much, Mokan. Very unique team. We had a merger between the 2.5 Dans and the Alcoholics. And again, when we looked at the preseason, I thought that was going to be a merger between Paul LaPierre and Joey Taylor, and it turned out to be the Joey Taylor show. Tats come in, top team in the division. They have played well all season long. Jesse Dupree, two-way player of the year, has led the way for them. But then we had Joey Taylor, who is the master of the, oh my God, I can't believe he did that offense. There is no reality to what he does as a QB, but the team is built around him. This is going to be an interesting game to watch.
Definitely, indeed. It's two teams, the top two teams in Division B, 1 and 2, playing each other here. Not often we get to have the 1 versus 2 matchup, but we have it today, and we'll see how this plays out between Tats and an uprising team. They've won at the lower divisions, and now here they are at their highest peak right now until perhaps moving up forward. Let's get ready for the game here with Carmen Puliche and Mo Khan. And we look ahead here. Tats, they finished 7-2-1, 2.5 Alcoholics, 6-4. What's the key early on here for Jesse Dupree's offense going up against a very underrated defense, and of course for them as well?
Again, my call in this game is a question of Brandon Alward. Can he, as a rusher for the 2.5 Alcoholics, I'm just going to call the drinkers for the rest of the night. If he's able to hold Jesse in the pocket, this is going to be a fun game. If he can't, and I've said this, in the regular season matchup, and I said it this morning in the playoff article. If he can't keep Jesse from taking off, because Jesse doesn't run the buy time. Jesse runs for yards. If he cannot control Jesse, this game is going to be a very long game for the Alcoholics defense. Jesse is, to me, he's the up-and-coming star for two-way player status in the upper divisions. He's moved his team up consistently over the past couple of seasons. He is so much fun to watch because you just never know what's going to happen when he gets the snap.
Finally, 2.5 Alcoholics. We know about Joey Taylor, and a very polarizing character in the FPF world, a guy who has been scrutinized by many in the media, and of course those who he plays against. Is it on his shoulder, or is it going to be a collective effort because of how unorthodox their offense is going forward?
Fair enough. I mean, a lot of people go, Joey Taylor, oh my God, like he's the ugliest technique quarterback in the history of Flag Plus football, or any football. But he's a very effective quarterback. He contorts his body and delays plays and draws things out and finds people open, and everything's built around his, and I hate to say style because it's not really a style. Oh my God, it's not a style. But it's around how he plays football. He's very effective about it. It works for him, and it works for the team around him. And the team is built around him. He's not a fan favorite. A lot of guys don't like the style he plays, but it works. And again, we're once again in the finals for it. And don't be too very shocked if we see Paul LaPierre with 15 catches tonight, because that's just the style of play he does. He does what he needs to do to win, not what's fun to watch.
And let's not forget the underbelly storyline is the fact that we look at J.D. Chevalier, who was outed out by the fact that he didn't get the 5th game played by Joey Taylor. So we'll see what happens now as we get ready for this first series. This is 2.5 Dan's offense. Paul LaPierre, the snapper, Danny DeMore, the left slot back. Don Benevento, the left, a wide out 2x2 formation. Steve Hodhod now official blowing in the game, and we're underway here from Brossard. Going to the left side, and that is caught by DeMore.
That's the thing. Even though there's coverage there, Joey is going to throw the ball anyway. He's got faith in his guys to make plays regardless of the coverage. And that's what he does. He doesn't necessarily throw into coverage or what have you. He doesn't necessarily read it. He's determined to run his play. And when he does short, it's irrelevant when you play. And that's why some of the picks he throws, you're like, what the heck happened? It's just he's read it early.
DeMore only 11 catches in the regular season. Second down. Taylor looking left, pumping, going to sideline, caught by Benevento and tackled by Mike Pierce, and that will be close to a first down.
Dominic Benevento, honestly, the ultimate water bug. When you see this guy catch the ball in space, he is just so much fun to watch. He, honestly, I really don't think that he knows what he's going to do after he takes his first step. Absolutely lightning first step, fun to watch. much better hands than you think. He's a tackle machine on defense, but on offense, when he's given the chance, he's always made plays.
10 TDs on 34 receptions this past regular season. Trips left now. Danny Demore is playing the middle slot to the left, and Danny Elward is the right wideout to the backside. Taylor looking towards the left, going short, caught by Brandon Elward, forced out of bounds, and that will be for a 4, if not 5-yard gain. And with 20:32 left here, a good movement by the 2.5 Alcoholics offense.
So Brandon Elward is awesome two-way player. Again, his impact needs to be felt on the defensive side of the ball. He's the rusher for the team, and if he doesn't keep Jesse intact. But you can't ignore him on the offense. Not the greatest pattern runner, but, oh, my God, dangerous after the catch.
Taylor going to the right for the first time, going over the middle. His first catch today, Paul Lapierre, and he's tackled by Mike Pearson, knocked over, in fact. And you know Paul Lapierre, he's a very feisty player, and he'll give his 2 cents towards the opponents out there.
Knocked over 5'5" Mike Pearson, knocking over 6'7" Paul Lapierre. The funny part is we just saw what Joey Taylor's all about. He's going to roll to one side, he's going to stretch, he's going to buy time, and then all of a sudden he's going to throw to an open spot, and that's what he does.
19:45 left here. Karan Palice Mocon, first drive of the day for the Division B final between 2.5 Alcoholics and Tats. 0-0. Taylor moving the ball very efficiently right now, looking again towards left, over the middle, caught by Demore, and that was like a shortstop catch, and he's tackled right away by Anthony Lapointe, and it'll be a second down coming up here.
But again, you look at that, and everything on that play was designed to go left, including Joey Taylor's body posture, and then he throws one out of let me take it out of my back pocket and chuck it into the right slot. Again, great catch from the receiver, but the play shouldn't have gone there. But that's what Joey does.
Still could get the first down at the lip of the goal line. Again, rolling to the left, pumping back end zone. Benevento deflected up in the air, out of bounds, this time by number 12, and Alexis Gaumont, one of your favorite players, and he comes up big on that play.
I love Gaumont. I honestly think he is one of the most underrated players in all of Flag Plus football. I think he should be more a focal point for this entire team. From an athletic perspective, amazing on defense. Him and Jesse Dupree are the ones who make Tats run. I'd like to see him more used on offense because he just has so much ability. Just the team is run a little bit differently, but Gaumont, in my mind, is one of the top 3 underrated players in all of Flag Plus.
They're stalled on the last play. We'll see what they do now with Joey Taylor looking towards the left again, pumping, going sideline, caught by Benevento at the highest point, and he's tackled just shy of the goal line again by Gaumont. So they're going back-to-back plays to Benevento, and this time he wins this battle.
No, it was nice. Joey read the zone. It was they were playing 2-3. The corner was a little bit off. He threw a good ball. Benevento made a nice catch. That's football. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you need to mix it up here, Carm? Go man, zone, try to get him guessing what the defense is going to be?
From a defensive perspective, this is the first series of the game. We're just reading things and seeing what happens. This is not where the game is won. The game is won late first half, early second half. That's when they start making change-ups.
We'll see if that is a prophecy going correct. Short, caught by Demore in the gut, touchdown, 6-0 for 2.5 Alcoholics. A near flawless drive for the team in black.
But as I said, Joey doesn't run a very fun to watch offense, if you will. It's not picture perfect. It's just very effective. It's kind of ugly, and I'm happy for Danny. Danny had, unfortunate to say, he did not have the greatest DA game in the world. He was stuck in a bad matchup, so it's fun to watch him get some points here.
And now an early start for the 2.5 Alcoholics, up by 6, look to go up by 7, rolling to the right, waiting, going back of the end zone corner, intended for Paul Lapierre, incomplete, and now we get the introduction of the Tats offense, led by Jesse Dupuis. Regular season numbers, 39 TDs, 5 INTs, and we talked about the numbers of yards passing, almost 1,600 for the season, and so we'll see what he does early on here. Do you think he'll go short, or go long ball, try to stretch out this undersized defense?
Jesse's a veteran quarterback. He's going to take what the defense gives him. And, yeah, you talked about his passing yardage, but you can't ignore his rushing yardage as well. Jesse does not run or to try and buy time. He doesn't move around. When Jess runs, it's to take yards. So you can't ignore that part of his game.
16:35 left here, the opening drive for Tats. Jesse Dupuis, a man who has had much success in the lower divisions, looking towards the left, going over the middle, caught at the 7-yard line, avoids one player, and he is close to a first down. It is Anthony Lapointe with the catch and tackle by Don Benevento for about an 80-yard gain.
Anthony Lapointe was a massive, massive factor in the semifinal game. I had the opportunity to substitute for the Alcoholics earlier this year, and he was a massive game player against us in that game as well. don't be shocked if he scores 1 or 2 touchdowns in this game. He's one of those you can't ignore, but you've got to focus on some of the other guys, and he gets sort of lost in the shuffle.
Inside 16 to go in this first half. And we talk about this explosive offense. Matthew Uhl playing the right slot back. He's a size matchup. Paul Lapierre is lined up against him. Looking over to the right, called by Uhl, his first introduction, and that ball pops out. Tackled by Don Benevento. More than enough for a first down inside the Alcoholics territory.
Yeah, it's rare that you see Paul Lapierre giving up size on anybody, but unfortunately, Matthew Uhl, he does give up an inch or so. Very big target. Again, when we played against him in the red zone, scored 2 touchdowns, 4 extra points. He's massive red zone mismatch.
2 Himalayan mountains going at it today. 15-13 left in this first half. Dupuis, rush from Alward, rolling to the right, sacked. Yes! 7-yard loss, and we talk about Brandon Elward, his first sack of the day, and it comes at a key moment for this defense. He had a good season, and that was a big one for him.
Yeah, if the 2.5 Alcoholics are going to have a chance in this game, and they're actually one of the top teams in Division B, but if they're going to do it, it's got to be Brandon. If Brandon doesn't shut down Jesse and doesn't keep him in the pocket, doesn't keep him from running, they're not going to win this game. To me, this is the Brandon versus Jesse game.
Well, we'll see this time. Brandon won that battle. We'll see who wins the war, and now it's a very extremely long proposition for this Tats offense, but again, they can always get it back in one play. Dupuis not afraid to launch that ball like a rocket.
No, and heads up for Matthew Uhl. He's such a big target, and yes, Paul's over him right now, but Paul tends to cheat him a little bit.
And he's going towards the right, caught by Lapointe. He slips up the right sideline, and he gets tackled by Don Benevento, his 4th tackle already, and that will get it a little bit closer towards the first down rush bag.
Well, it makes it a lot more manageable. And that's what Jesse does. And if you have seen him play this season, what he does with his legs, when he does decide to buy time, he's going to spring to center. He's going to spring to center going right. And that's been his game plan the entire year. When he moves over into the pocket and he takes off to run, he's gone. But when he buys time, it's always going to be the Hull. Lapointe into the right flats.
Inside 14 to go in this first half. Here is Dupuis again, inching closer towards the first down. High snap looking towards the left. He rolls to the right. Elward diving like a soccer player on that, getting the sack in a huge play. 2 sacks in the last 3 plays.
Well, you say diving like a soccer player. Most soccer players, when I see them dive, they're writhing around like they've been like hooked like a fish on a line and praying for the penalty. That was an amazing flag. It was well done. Jesse took a step to his left, went right, and Brandon had nothing to do with that and just took him down. That's 2 in a row. Well done. If he keeps this up, then there's going to be a very long game for the Tats.
And you wonder if perhaps the Tats might have to go to shorter passes just to ease up on the pass rush. And we'll see now. Mike Pearson playing the right wideout position so far. Not much from him on the offensive side of things. But now we'll see if Elward can go for the hat trick of sacks on this series with 12:55 left in this first half. Dupuis looking to the left, pressure going, and he almost gets sacked. And will that be a penalty? Will that be a sack? And he dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball.
So it essentially amounts to being a hat trick of sacks for him. What a huge impression by Elward on that series.
And that's what 2.5 needs. If they're going to win this game, and I said it earlier, if they're going to win this game, it's all going to be about Brandon beating Jesse. You hate to break down football to just 2 players, but that's the matchup. If you don't stop Jesse Dupuis from moving in the pocket and taking off with his legs, he's going to beat you. If you can stop him, which a couple of teams have this year, that's how you beat the Tats.
2 losses this year in 1 tie. Yep. So now we'll see, Carm Pelletier and Mo Collin. 12 left here in this first half. 6-0 lead for 2.5 Alcoholics. They can take a commanding 2-score lead if they do cash in on this turnover by the Tats. And it was all Brandon Elward on that series alone with 2 sacks and essentially what it amounted to be a fumble.
Don't be shocked with Paul Lapierre going over to the right.
And here is Elward. All right, big pardon. Elward is right there who catches the ball right for about 4, if not 5 yards. Gamon on the tackle. It'll be second down coming up here with 11:45.
Joey likes to run stuff underneath his center. When his center goes either left or right, you're going to see him go with the underneath stuff opposite of it. So it actually goes underneath the center. So if you see Paul go right, don't be shocked with the dump off left. It's underneath him. Paul takes away so much coverage.
And Paul, of course, is a matchup problem up the spine of the Tats defense. And we'll see how they can counter him on a second down and about 5 coming up here for Joey Taylor. Rolling to the right, short pass called by Elward. And he gets hipped over by number 10 and Julien Ballavance. And that will be inching ever so close towards a first down with 11:10 left here in this first half.
What's interesting is the last two plays have been fairly quick releases from Joey, which is not necessarily what he does. He's normally the type to buy time and bend his body into various amazing positions and then deliver a strike, as bizarre as that sounds. The last two, he's almost looked like a prototypical pocket quarterback.
Like a yoga instructor in positions that we can't do.
Downward dog.
Of course. It is now close to a first down or touchdown. Taylor pumping, middle, picked off. Dupuis responds with a huge turnover, and the Cardinals sin for a quarterback, Carmen, going over the middle when you're not supposed to.
Well, he was rolling left and he tried to throw right, and that's never going to happen. Good things. I mean, ask Brett Favre. That's how he went off into retirement. In this case, he's going left and throwing right. And I keep saying to people, when you're not on fourth down, if you're off your back foot, throw it out of bounds. Like, throw it away and let's do the down over. In this case, it's very silly. It was a very silly play. Jesse Dupuis is, again, the heart and soul of the Tats on offense and defense. Don't be shocked when he makes a play on you.
And he made a play on defense, which was huge because the 2.5 offense was at the door, about to score points. A rainbow throw. Uhl, toe tap, and that will be completed for a first down, and Matthew Uhl making a big impression on that play.
That was nice. There was a little bit of a staggered zone defense where you got someone short and in the 3 to 5 yard range, and you got someone deep in the 15 to 20. And the open zone is the 12 to 15, and Matthew Uhl, who's like 6'8", and doesn't need much of a window. You know, Jesse made a nice toss to him. Tiptoe off the sidelines, and away we go. We got a first down now at midfield.
9:24 left here. Carmen Pelletier-Mocon, 6-0 lead for 2.5 Alcoholics. They had a turnover, and they created a turnover, which was picked up by Jesse Dupuis at the 2-yard line, and now here he is at the quarterback position, 1st and 10 at the mid-stripe line of the football field. Looking towards the middle, going over there, caught by LaPointe, makes a pivot move, and he's tackled by Paul Lapierre, and he'll be very close to first down with 9 to go in this first half.
Yeah, Mr. LaPointe is one of the most underrated players in Division B. You don't talk much about him. I really can't say I heard anything on any of the webcasts this year, but he's done a really good job for them. Very reliable receiver, runs great patterns, but the most important part, he gives Jesse the ball in a catching position every play and does what he's supposed to do.
8:35 left here. Still 6-0 lead for 2.5. And right now for Jesse Dupuis, he looks much more relaxed than the first drive that he had where he was devoured by Brandon Elwood. And here he is looking towards the right. He makes the move to the left. He's going to take off, and away he goes, and he's tackled by Danny Demore. More than enough for a first down. But are you seeing a difference now how he's approaching with Brandon Elwood attacking him?
Yeah, instead of sitting back there and thinking about things, on that play he was determined to run. Like, as soon as he took the snap, the receivers were out of the way. He was determined to gain the first down running, and that's what Jesse does. When Jesse wants to run the ball, he's really hard to stop. He's got a great first step. He's got huge high-end speed. And the thing is with him, he's also like very shifty in the open field. So it was actually a really nice tackle made by the 2.5 Alcoholics defense.
And, of course, Dupuis can run with his legs, and he's very good. Second quarterback, dropping back, Pearson going over the middle, and Danny Elwood making the play over the middle, intended for Galmon, and that was very close to going the other way.
That was one of the worst decisions I've seen Jesse Dupuis ever make, and I'll say worst decisions. It was followed up by one of the worst throws I've ever seen. Dude, you got to throw the ball. That was one of those where you're almost watching a comic book where it's a shot put where the arm gets hit,
right?
But there was no one hitting the arm.
And so far, both quarterbacks have had their moments of angst, and right now it almost cost Dupuis another turnover, but luckily for him, it was not going the other way. And here he is looking towards the left, pumping, going deep left corner. Jean-Tron Vallée, his first touch. He opens up his account for the touchdown, 6-6 with 7 to go in this first half.
That was a nice decision, very nice throw, nice and easy, and that's the Jesse Dupuis we've seen. When he gets the rusher a little bit off because he's shown the ability to move, the rush slows down for a half second, which is what he needs. And when that happens, he throws really good balls. I mean, I've said it all season, Jesse Dupuis has really impressed me, and that was an example of that. It took his time, nice and easy, went through his progressions and found a guy in the back of the end zone.
And now to take the lead, tied up at 6 here in this first half with 6:25 left. Dupuis looking towards the right, pumping over the middle, and another high catch. That is a signature play for Matthew Uhl, and now they have the lead going back on defense.
Well, Mo, for you and I, that's a high catch.
For Matthew.
For Matthew Hull.
He just put his hand down. It's a catch right there.
That's not a high catch.
No, it isn't.
The guy puts his hand up. He's got 8.5 feet up there. That's not a high catch.
Catch radius is very impeccable, more or less here. Karpali Mokan with 6 to go in this first half. It is a 7-6 lead for Tats. And now we'll see what Joey Taylor can do. He has to rebound from a tough INT through inside the red zone. And now the crowd getting involved. And
we got some noise behind us. Don't be too shocked if Benevento gets involved.
And there he is. Picked off! And an incredible play, but out of bounds. Galmon's feet were a little bit past the green territory into the blue side.
Gaumont with a hell of a play, and of course, there's no challenges this year because that would probably be one of those where they go upstairs to the booth. The funny part was, underneath that, Gaumont's shooting, Benevento was open completely underneath. Joey didn't see him at all and he had decided pre-snap where that ball was going.
So in his last 3 passing attempts, 2, one was picked off, one was completed and almost picked off again here. So a bit of a fluttering start here for Taylor in the last few minutes.
Let's go to Paul LaPierre.
And let's see if he goes. Benevento open.
Nope,
and
out of bounds again.
Out of bounds, as you call it. Your eagle eye seen that very sharply there, Carmen. So with 5 to go.
I'll tell you what, as a quarterback, I wish I was up here watching throws.
That's a lot easier up here than going down
it's
there.
so much easier from up here.
A nice horizon look of the field here in Brossard, Quebec.
Downfield at 5'9", I mean, you don't see things the same way.
No.
But that's the 3rd play in a row that, honestly, from Joey Taylor's perspective, Paul LaPierre has been open. He's wide open, and I don't grasp how he's not giving the ball because Paul is such a mismatch.
Quads left. First time we've seen this look. Almost sacked. Caught by Elward. That is Brandon at 7 yards, and he's pushed down by Pierre saying no flag on that. Tackled by number 2 in LaPointe. It'll be a 4th down and 2, and this is now a must conversion here for this 2.5 offense.
So I'll say it again. If Paul is not getting the ball here, because I know Paul right now is chirping. Having been in Paul's huddle and having had Paul in my huddle, and I'll tell you what, I would be giving the ball to Paul LaPierre here. Steady diet to Paul LaPierre, there's no reason not to. I can't believe that he hasn't been more of a factor so far. I'm not even sure he's caught a ball yet.
He's had a couple of tackles, I believe, but that's about it. And here he is on a 4th and about literally an arm length of Paul LaPierre's body. And he is going to look towards Paul LaPierre, and that is picked off by Gaumont, dropped by Gaumont.
4th down, you want to knock that down. And he was not going to be able to go anywhere with it. So well done by Alexi. He would have lost 5 yards if he had picked it off. We have a turnover on downs. Well done. And again, Gaumont is so underrated. He's one of those players that no one knows his name. And I don't understand why, because he has the ability to be such a dominant player.
Right.
I still would love to see him on the Tats offense because every time I've seen him on the offense, he makes plays.
So we'll get the question to you when they go back in the offense for Alcoholics here. But here is just Dupuis with the hammer now, up by 7-6 with 3 to go in this first half. Dupuis looking towards the left, avoids, and he's sacked. 3rd time today by Brandon Elward, and he's losing yards in that play, and that is a huge moment for this 2.5 defense.
Elward is coming to play. Opposite of what happened in the regular season matchup where Jesse took him out, Brandon is coming to play. He's keeping his team in this game because if Brandon is missing any of these plays, then Jesse has forever to do something. And right now, Brandon is just playing very and as a rusher, it's never easy. Because you want to be doing all sorts of things and you want to put your hands up. He's kept his hands down. He's ignored balls that he might have had a shot to knock down. He's focused on the waist, and that's all you can ever ask your rusher.
Approaching 2 minutes left in this first half. 7-6 lead, unorthodox for these teams, uncharacteristic for a low-scoring game here. And over the middle, and that is almost picked up by Dan Demore, intended for LaPointe. And Carm, you being a quarterback, a Hall of Fame quarterback, what is going through the minds of these 2 quarterbacks? They're not seeing the field properly, or are they just not throwing the ball with more zip? What is the issue here?
Well, that's the second throw from Jesse that I don't understand because there was nothing in his face. There was no hiding the defense. It was straight up. It was a straight hook. And, Danny Demore was right in front of it, so I don't understand what he's thinking or seeing. There was no conflict. There was no confrontation on the play there.
And that is a big moment. You wonder if these plays that are not being converted for points here by turnovers will cost one of these teams. And here is Dupree looking towards the left, rolling towards the right, creating time and space. And away he goes down the sideline, and he avoids one, but tackled by Elward on the comeback. And with that, it inches closer towards another opportunity for a first down conversion, but both defenses have played near perfection so far.
Well, it brings up a 4th and 6. And again, if you had watched the film between these teams in the first game, that's what Jesse did. He would take one step to his left and then run. And Brandon is taking him out a few times where he's been sort of deciding a little bit long in the pocket, but when he's decided to run, in that case, that was all run. He sent every receiver gone. All 5 receivers ran clearing patterns. It's one step to his left, and away you go to the right. That's his game plan when he's deciding to run. So it sets up 4th and short.
35 seconds left before 5 plays. 7-6 lead in this Div B final.
Heads up for Matthew Hull on the right.
And here is Dupree looking towards the left, rolling to the right, avoids the sack, going deep. Jean Travalet out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
And
he went out of bounds by like 4 steps.
And both referees down the sidelines in the end zone calling that with accuracy, and that is a loss down. And we closely get towards 5 plays. Timeout called by 2.5 Alcoholics. So we've seen the Tats go deeper in their play choice selection, and it's worked once and did not work the second time.
No, that one was a little bit frustrating, and you know Jesse's going to be upset about that. Just he had a touchdown there. The receiver had no need to go out of bounds. There was no DB within 15 yards of him. There's no one around. He almost went to the white stripe of the blue turf. There was absolutely no need for it. There was no need to go that deep. It's not like he went around anyone. So for that type of play to happen, if this comes like, back to bite them, like they're going to be wondering about that one.
So from our vantage point, it appeared there was supposed to be 7.5, if not 8 seconds left upon the timeout. Clock say double zeros, but I believe there's one more play before 5.
We got 6 plays. 6 plays.
So there we go. 6 plays coming up here. Taylor has a trips left. Looking towards the left, going over the middle. That's called by Demore, and he gets up ahead for an 8, if not 9-yard gain, tackled by Gamon, and that will put them into 5 plays.
That was a nice catch, and that's the Danny Demore sort of style of play. He runs a lot of the slant ins. Joey does the roll to his direction. We got 2 other receivers going underneath, causing traffic, and Danny finds a little hole. I still can't believe that we've gotten this far in the first half, and Paul Lapierre has not played a factor in the least on offense.
And you wonder if he's going to voice his opinion during the halftime break. It is a base formation.
Oh, I don't wonder at all.
Oh, and here's Taylor over the middle, caught by Demore, enough for a first down. And watching Paul Lapierre, you can see he's attracting the flow of defense going against the grain as Danny Demore for the catch.
Again, Paul's going to let Joey know what's going on. It's not like Paul's been covered. That's the funny part. I've been watching. Paul's been open like a lot. And when you have someone of Paul's talent open that much, you've got to feed him the ball. Paul wins you championships. And right now,
well,
that's
you
not
said
happening.
The end of the first half is where we see a strong signal for any team who has a chance to win. And here we go. Lapierre, his first catch, and he slices right through 2 defenders.
There we go.
And so he gets in on the act now with his first catch, opened up his account for the evening. And now we're close towards the end zone.
100%, and that's it. You take a look at the last drive of the first half, start of the second half, and that's where you get an idea what teams are doing. They're adjusting, what have you. You've got to get Paul going. And I seem to recall you years back going, a steady diet of Paul Lapierre and fiber is what gets you going.
Yeah. Listen, man, it makes the stomach go easy in the washroom. And here he is, looking easier by the day. Trips left, looking towards the left. Middle, Demore, 6 points, 12-7 lead, and a huge touchdown grab by the 2.5 offense, and now they're up by 5.
You almost said dance. It's
I know.
Half drinkers.
Yeah, I know.
Alcoholics.
It's tough.
It's okay.
Freudian slip. So 12-7 lead.
It's fun to watch. I say fun. It's also ugly to watch because I'm going, really? You didn't throw the early one, and then you thought about it, and then you thought some more, and then you twisted your body like Yogi style, dogward down.
They're going for 2
then you
now.
threw a touchdown.
So they're going for 2, and I'll ask you for your opinion after this play if they
Paul's
do
going
convert.
to drop. No, someone's dropping.
And Danny Elward does. Going to Paul Lapierre. That's caught.
Nice.
And the Himalayan Mountain making a big noise out there, and a huge play up by a score of 14-7. Do you agree with that call, even though it definitely went through for them?
It's weird because I normally don't, pick on Joey going for two due to the arm strength. But, I mean, with Paul LaPierre, if you're going to throw at anybody, it's Paul.
Right.
The man has, we used to joke about it, his go-go gadget arms. He's got a reach from, HE double hockey sticks, hands that can crush like a Yeti skull. It's not a bad decision.
Well, his length goes from field 3 to field 2 if he wants to extend. And now with this being extended by 7, a huge momentum shift and a timeout call by Joy Taylor. So they will reassess what their formation is, and I believe that is it for them for timeouts in the first half and for the game. And now for Jesse Dupuis, I believe there's 2 plays left, Carm. Do you go half the field, then go deep, or you go deep both plays?
No, you go about 15 yards. And when you do that, what you do is you take away the bomb. Because with someone like Jesse Dupuis, you don't have to put it up. You can put it on the line.
Right. And we'll see now.
And to me, that's always made a difference because putting it up, you get, instead of just one defender, you're giving 2 or 3 defenders a shot at the ball. But if you can put it on the line, now it becomes a one-on-one matchup.
So we need to get a clarification if that's a 13 or 14-7 lead, because we thought it was a 2-point convert.
And Eagles looking at us with a funny look, going,
crook-eyed
we'll sort
look.
it out later.
All right, so we'll sort that out later, but right now
2 touchdowns to 1.
that's what it is. And here's Dupuis looking to go to the second quarterback. He does.
They want to put it up.
They're locking and they're rocking. They're throwing that ball that's short of the end zone, deflected by Demore as a throw from Anthony Lapointe, nowhere near the goal treasure that they're hoping to hit. And now they have 2 plays left with very, very minimal options coming up here.
And I'm against that. What I would do on plays like that is I would send 4 deep, and then at about 12 yards, I would send Purisan a little bit out. And if everyone drops like they did there, even before anyone ran a pattern, they had everyone in the back of the end zone, just no one dropped as a halfback. That's what you hit Pearson. You've got 12 yards and let him gain. Maybe he gets another 5. Now you have a line drive to the end zone.
And the irony is that Mike Pearson has not really factored in the offense. Here's Dupuis, second quarterback again in this Lapointe. He's going to go over the middle, and that's a one-hopper intended for Dupuis. And you can see a bit of frustration starting to set in. And that is it for the first half. And we look towards our beautiful camera here, Carm, as we are at halftime. Well, what can we say? The quarterback play wasn't pristine in this first half.
No. I think both quarterbacks are forcing things a little bit thing. They're not playing their game, if you will. They're trying to force the issue rather than taking what the defense is giving them. They're not reading the field. They're, as much as I want to say Joey, just Joey doesn't do this sort of thing, and even tonight he's doing it. They're breaking the huddle with an idea what they want to do, which is not how you're going to really win football games, and it hasn't been very fun to watch in the sense that they're throwing the coverage. At this point in time, we got the 2.5 alcoholics, which are ahead. Great catch by Paul to round out the touchdown, but they're not playing smooth.
So who needs a bigger second half, Paul LaPierre or Mike Pearson? Because both were really quiet in the first half.
Well, that's more which quarterback needs to use their center more. And I really think Jesse has not used Pearson at all. He's just lethal. I mean, he's got such a great first step. I can't see him being covered out of it, and we're just giving up the 4 or 5 yard patterns that he is, it's his bread and butter, and they're not being taken advantage of so far.
All right, who can least afford to make a turnover in this game? Is it Taylor or is it going to be Dupuis?
If Joey Taylor makes a mistake, this game collapses. He's got the lead. They're playing decent football, and they haven't played well, but they're still winning. If he makes a mistake, I think they're going to collapse first.
We'll get ready for the second half here. Complete Mo Connors, we get ready for the second half. 14-7 lead. So it's official now. It's a 14-7 lead, not 13-7. We
figured it out. Thank you, Eagle.
We figured it out. Thank you very much to the Nest.
Okay, so we're making things up.
We're making things as we go on the fly here. So
there we go.
All right, so we look forward now towards the second half between 2.5 Alcoholics and the Alpha T's.
Tats start with the ball, so let's see what happens. Again,
now the deep ball didn't really work for them in the first half.
Neither team has worked with the deep ball, but I can't say either team has really tried the deep ball.
But you know, when you think about that, though, I mean, the Tats love those explosive plays, and there was no explosion.
Well, Brandon, when Jesse was trying to buy time, shut him down.
Right.
When Jesse was deciding to run, he beat Brandon. This is a little bit of an oddity. If Jesse cannot buy time, then those explosive plays disappear. Because when Jess scrambles to run, he gains yards against anybody. Right now, he hasn't been able to scramble to buy time and hit that deep ball. So, I mean, right now, I'm going to give the edge to Brandon. He's doing his job, and that's all you can ask. Because when a quarterback's determined to run, almost always it's going to happen.
Right.
But he's done what he's supposed to do. A rusher is supposed to keep a quarterback from getting a third and fourth read. He's done that. And when he gets there, the defense behind him is taking it away, and he's gotten the sacks. And he hasn't missed. That's the fun part. He has not missed. So I'll give right now the edge to Brandon Alward.
3 sacks and a forced incompletion. That's been Alward's stat line today, and we are underway here in the second half. Dupree looking towards the left.
Look at the center. Thank you.
And that's caught by that point, and he's forced out by Demore down the left sidelines.
And that's things that Jesse has not taken in the first half. There have been plays underneath. He's just been determined to break the huddle, and I'm throwing this rather than reading. I'll say the same thing about Joey, but Joey, you never know what's going to happen until you get like 4-1,000 with Joey. This is Joey's play. Jesse's runs more of a system offense. The thing is, he hasn't taken easy open underneath.
And there he is looking towards the short side. Caught up ahead right through the teeth of the 2.5 defense. This time caught by Alexi Gaumont. 19 catches for 2 TDs during the regular season, and that's a big first down.
Gaumont, and I'm so on the record, has been so underused, but that's what Jesse needs to do. High, take the snap, take the catch. Oh, look at that. He's open. Throw him the ball.
21 minutes left in the second half.
Center again to the left was wide open.
And here comes Dupuis taking off right by Lapierre, and Demore with the tackle, more than enough for a first down, and he got through the first wave of the rush from Alward, and that opened up the floodgates.
That's what Jess does. When he's decided to run, he's one of the most difficult people to flag when he decides to run. Again, you had his center to the point off to the left flats. No one picked him up, but Jess was already in his head. That was a run play.
All right, just outside the 5-yard line. Dupuis looking for the points and perhaps a tie. And here he is looking towards the middle, looking back front, and caught by Matthew Uhl. We talk about catching radiuses. That was an easy catch for him. It's now a 14-13 lead with 20-12 left here in this second half.
That was such a flip of the wrist going high. It's in your general direction. Uhl, I think, Paul Lapierre has one of the biggest catching radiuses, and we say it that way. Matthew Uhl is even bigger, which is insane. You do not have to be accurate. You just have to put it in the general direction. Throw it to the right side of the field.
And he makes it look accurate with those paws that he has. 14-13 lead. They're going for 2. And I will ask you your response after this. You're down by 1, looking to take the lead for the first time in a long time. Dupuis looking towards the middle, pumping deep back end zone. And that ball goes into the blue side of the turf. So incomplete, 14-13. Is that early to go for 2 in this matchup?
Depends what you're more comfortable with. There's no right or wrong answer there. If you're comfortable with 2, you go with 2. If you're comfortable with 1, you're going with 1. In this case, the pattern was a jump ball in the back of the end zone. So at that point, you might as well go for 2 anyway.
50-50, right?
Well, there's no timing.
Right.
There's no timing. It's a jump ball. You're going with your receiver who's 6'7". There's no strategy involved. There's no timing. There's no ooh-wow. You're not reading anything. You're just throwing up a jump ball with a guy who's 6'7", so you might as well go for 2 in that point.
Inside 19. It's a 14-13 lead for the Alcoholics, looking towards the left side. Caught by Demore, right through 2 defenders. Away he goes. Down the middle he goes, and he's tackled more than enough for a first down. Brought down by a shoestring tackle by Julien Belvance, and that is a huge play with 18:42 left.
I was watching Joey Taylor, and he looked right, and then his back bent in a direction that makes me hurt as he threw it to the left slot. Danny with nice hands. There was a nice little window between 2 defenders. It was one of those where Joey was almost leaning backwards. Found a hole. Amazing throw. I can't even think about doing that. I'd be so in much pain.
Here we go. Quads left again. Looking towards left. Middle caught by Brandon Elwood right between two players of Dupuis and Gameau. And we've seen that a few times here, Carm, where he's found the player in between the zone of players that he has.
Well, that's what Joey does. Joey floods zones. And he does a really good job of reading that flood. So in this case, we had 4 receivers to one side. You've got 2 defenders. You've got 1 defender over Paul, 1 defender over the short on the right, but there's nobody there. 1 defender covering grass on the right. And Joey finds a hole. He's been doing this his entire career.
Looking towards the left. Middle. Almost picked up by Pierce Sang as he got a hand on it. If he maybe was 6'6", that might be going the other way.
So this is what the bad Joey does. Joey rolls left, tries to throw right. He got away with it early in the game. Brandon Elwood made an amazing catch for him. In this case, this throw is behind the receiver. Yeah, Mike Pearson, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But, yeah.
Trips left, looking towards the left. And he's sacked this time by number 4, Julien Payman, who had 7 during the regular season. We mentioned his name for the first time today, and he's a pretty good pass rusher himself.
Julien Payman destroyed in the DA finals. And in this case, this is a smart sack. Joe is, again, rolling to his left. He was looking to throw to his right. You can't even call it cross body. It's stupid body. Had he put this ball up, this would have been a DB's ball to have. So I will give this as a smart sack. Don't put it up, but Payman making an impact.
Payman looking for his 3rd title of the night. And here's Taylor looking towards the left. Middle, Benevento catching it like a basket catch, and it's a 20-13 lead with 16:25 left here. And now, Carm, we look at this 7-point lead. Do you go for 2 to make it a 2-score lead?
You want to go for 9, but the funny part is I have to eat crow now because Joey ran the exact same freaking play. He rolls left and decides I'm going to throw right anyway, like away from my body. The receiver makes a great move. And Joey, that's such a low percentage play. But he gets a freaking touchdown out of it.
Inside 16 to go. Second quarterback, Danny Elwood, has it. He's got time and space looking towards the right corner. And that ball was nowhere near his brother Brandon. And with 15:54 left, keeps them alive, the Tats, down by a score.
No, that ball hit field 2. That's why he's not playing quarterback. But then again, I sometimes wonder why Joey's playing quarterback. I'll go back to the touchdown. Oh, my God, that goes against everything any quarterback has ever been taught to play, especially the play before. Didn't work. He goes back to it. My shoulder hurts just watching that, let alone throwing it. You know what? Hats off to Joey Taylor for that. That was an amazing throw. Dominic Benevento, great catch.
Dupuis looking for a great catch. Going deep. That's a duck ball. Elwood diving in. He couldn't get that cleanly. Gendron Valet, the intended target down the left sideline. And Danny Elwood had the better angle, but just mistimed his jump.
Yeah, had Jesse thrown a better ball on a line, that's a touchdown. He's got him down the sidelines, and I don't know if it just came out of his hand funny or what have you. But that's one of those where if this comes down to like a 1-point game, you're going to be like, yeah, that was one of those that hurt. Just that should have been a touchdown. That was an easy catch and throw.
They get another chance. Looking towards the pump. Left side, caught by number 12 in Gamon and tackled by Joey Taylor. That will be more than enough for a first down with 14:35 left here in this second half.
Again, Gomo completing another passing catch, and I still say he should be such a larger part of this offense. He is an amazing talent, completely underutilized. I have him so high on my draft board.
The Carm Palice Mark draft over here. What is he going, the second round?
No, I take him in the first round. He's such an amazing player.
First round of 32 teams or 10 teams?
Well, Division A, which 4 teams.
Okay, 4 teams. He's going first round. Here's Dupuis, and away he goes like a first-round talent down the sidelines, and he's forced out of bounds by Danny Demore. More than enough for a first down. Inside 14 to go.
Yeah, between Jesse and Alexi, their Division B roster, the two of them should be in DEA. They should be in Division 1. They are so talented.
Well, they did beat 3 Div A teams this year.
And these guys, we got Division 1 teams this winter. If you don't pick them up, holy cow, you're missing the point because they got Division B ratings. You should be taking them up all over the place. Yeah. I have no idea how Alexi Domo is not playing Division 1. It's like Marc-Andre Lapointe with the Braves earlier. He came up with me last year, and this year has been killing it.
And here's a diving catch caught by Lapointe right in front of Paul Lapierre on the right side of the offense. And now they're inching ever so close towards the end zone with 13-13 left.
That was awesome. All hands. That's the fun part. You watch these guys. Technically, very, very sound. Very sound. You're watching the hands. The same thing when they're on defense. They're flagging clean. The Tats have so much technical ability.
Mm-hmm. And now we'll see if that technical ability comes through for them. Gamon, the left slot back. High snap. Dupuis looking towards the middle. Right side. Caught by Gamon. And he will evade and tackle with Don Benevento just at the door of now
he's in.
Touchdown.
He's in.
So they call a touchdown on that play, and you wonder if he was in or not. Unfortunately, we don't have replay.
Well, no challenges this year.
And so that is a touchdown according to the truck, the production truck. So that is a score of 20-19 with 12:25 left, and now they go for the tie.
They are. And again, Gomo, talent. I've been repeating myself all night. He is one of the most talented players, not playing in Division A or Division 1. And it's just a question before someone recruits him, because he is really, really an amazing talent. Not just from a physical perspective, like he's a smart player.
And we see now if Mike Pearson will factor in on this extra point attempt. Looking towards the middle, no look, and Damore popped up in the air, and he will back that
play.
twice.
Nice play by Danny.
So it is a 20-19 lead with 12 minutes left here. And if you are Joey Taylor, do you want a milk clock, or do you want to go for the early strike to get this into a bigger lead?
Neither. I am taking what the defense gives me. He's done a good job so far. Don't force stuff. When you come out with an intent, that's when bad things happen. I want to just score. And if that means you give it to me in one play, if that means you give it to me in 5 plays, it makes no difference to me. My job at this point is score.
All right, we'll see if he scores in quick or long fashion. Brandon Elward.
Left slot, we got some openings.
And we got right slot, Brandon Elward. Looking towards the left slot, middle, LaPierre. Great catch. Away he goes down the sideline. Tackled by Jean-Tron Vallée. More than enough for a first down for about 20 yards or so. And with 11-10 left, a big play by the big man.
Nice job by Paul. And again, we had the left slot was wide open where Paul went. The first time I've seen the Tats really shoot up like that. We had 2 of them within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage off the snap. I've never seen him play like a man type like that. So and unfortunately they did it when they had Paul going to the left corner.
10:45 left here in the second half. Karim Palice Mocon 20-19 lead for 2.5 Alcoholics.
Watch the outside and left.
And here is Taylor. Middle, almost picked off. That was a little bit wide left of Danny Damore. And Jesse Dupuis was in the area. And with 10:30 left, clock is now almost at the 10-minute mark of this second half.
So I said Joey shouldn't be forcing things, and unfortunately he did there. If you had looked left and he was determined to go underneath Paul LaPierre with that, if he had looked left, Paul LaPierre was open, wide receiver on the wide was open on the left. He was determined to have them take out people and then slant underneath. There was nothing there. That really was a forced decision. Now we're going trips right.
First time today they're going trips right, inside 10 to go. Taylor looking towards the right. Damore open down the sideline, tiptoes out of bounds, forced out by Jean-Tron Vallée, and that will be a third down coming up here with 9:52 left.
This is actually a nice catch. And again, well done by Joey. He looked left, went right. That's where his receivers were. And again, that's what Joey does well when he decides to do it. Sometimes he comes out of the huddle and he wants to do something in particular. In this case, he floods the zone and finds the open guy. That's his skill set. When he gets away from that, that's when bad things happen.
We'll see if bad things will not happen on this next play. He did throw a red zone INT before in the first half. Taylor back end zone. Don Benevento, 6 points. You got it. 26-19. And we talk about the 2-point convert coming up here. You got to go for it, make it a 2-score lead.
100%. You want to put it away. You want to go by 9. And it was another one of those that my shoulder just fell out just watching Joey do that. Staring left, throw right. The odds say that's not going to work. The coaches say that's not going to happen. That's twice tonight. That's 2 touchdowns for him. He goes against all defensive strategy. But good for him. Like, unorthodox, well, that's Joey Taylor.
Don Benevento now going towards the right slot.
Well, we got 2 points here. Paul LaPierre's getting the ball.
Second quarterback, Danny Elward. Middle, picked off by Dupuis. Can he return it back for 2? One got it beat, and he evades and now gets tackled by Danny Elward So he saves the 2 points, almost got 2 points, 25-19 lead with 8:25 left here in this second half.
So I hate to say it, but Paul LaPierre was walking back to the huddle with his head down and going, that should have gone to me. And you know what? Unfortunately, he was one-on-one with the defender, Mike Pirisse, who is a good DB, but Mike is 5'5", Paul's 6'7". That would have been a one-on-one battle. I know where I would put my money because it's a foot and 2 inches.
Inside 8 to go, 26-19 lead for 2.5. We're playing the high safety. Dupuis looking deep middle, caught by Lapointe, and away he goes by LaPierre. Down the sidelines he goes, and he gets tackled by Elworth, flagging the play, and that missed flag resulted in more real estate for Lapointe.
He got 25 yards after the missed flag. Like Paul came up with his hand empty, and everyone stopped. Like everyone, because Paul LaPierre doesn't miss flags, but those mitts, that really doesn't happen.
And now
it doesn't look like we're getting a flag block, but a flag from the 4, so we're going to be first and goal from the 9.
So that will move it back a few yards, and with 7:15 left, that actually gives Dupuis a little bit more space to work with. Would you like that, Snare, to have a little bit more wiggle room?
At this point in time, Jesse Dupuis can run for a touchdown. I'll take that. That was always my favorite when I was a quarterback. I always wanted it at the 7.5-yard line because, you know what? I'll tell you what. You give it to me, I'll take off too.
And now we'll see if he can take off for 6 points. They're down by 7. And we wonder with 6:45 left, perhaps two more at least, maybe 3 possessions if it goes well for 2.5 alcoholics. But with 6:35 left here, you have to cash in on this opportunity if you're the Tats.
So this time the referee marches off correctly rather than moving the line of scrimmage. Sorry.
Slant left corner intended for number 12 in Galmont, and Joy Taylor was in on the coverage with 6:20 left.
I had to bring that up.
I know. It's okay, Carm. It's all right. You can bring it up, man.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, listen, every inch counts, right?
Hey. Oh, good Lord. I've got to keep this PG. That was a good throwaway.
Here's Dupuis looking left.
There we go.
Front of the goal line.
There we go.
Caught by Bellavance, tackled by Taylor.
3rd and goal from the 3. That's actually a really good decision. Nice hands, and away we go. Nice tackle from the defense. Run a 2.
Inside 6 to go. And now it gets very
Run a 2.
tedious, very nervous for both teams. Can Elworth come up with a big play as a pass rusher?
Watch Joel in the back of the end
This
zone.
is his territory. Dupuis looking towards the back end zone. Caught through the hands, flagging the play. And Lapointe goes down.
I would have called.
And we have a flag going against Tats.
Mathieu. He tried to knock off Paul LaPierre to set the pick for the slant in from the wide. He made no attempt to go around him. He tried to push Paul back.
5:10 left, and that will move it back a few more yards for the Tats.
They declined.
They declined. So now it becomes fourth down. So this could be a big play in this.
We basically have
chapter.
game here. But that was Mathieu Hull, 6'8", against Paul LaPierre, 6'7". It was just physical body on body, and I was like, I'm moving you to try and clear space. Paul stood his ground beautifully, which is why it was broken up.
4:45 left. Here's Dupuis. Looking middle, left, waiting, back end zone. Caught 6 points.
Nice play.
Galmont with the touchdown, 26-25, 4:35 left. Do you go for 2?
It's a little bit early for that.
And we'll see what they will go for, and from the indication, they're going for 2. So they want to get this lead with 4:24 left. Again, we project, 2 more possessions left in this ballgame?
Yeah, 2 each.
2 each.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. 2 each in this ballgame. Oh, we'll see what happens here. Carm Police made a prediction to me, whispered in my ear something. Oh, I was not Gaumont. I beg your pardon on that. Bellavance was the one that caught the ball.
Number 10.
So Julien Bellavance with the catch with 4:23 left. Clock is not moving, and that'll have to be corrected.
They're going for 2.
And here is Dupuis. Front of the end zone. Cut!
Nice!
And the lead.
Lapointe with the catch.
27-26 lead.
Nice job. Nice job by Lapointe.
So now the clock is not working, so the officials will be the one with the clock.
It's kind of funny. Lapointe with a bigger impact on this game with catches he's made than LaPierre. I would never have expected that.
Well, now here is Paul Lapierre's chance to make a big impact in this game here, and the clock is not correct. I'll have to get that adjusted.
Heads up to the left. Watch Danny.
Here's Taylor, middle, caught by Alward, knocked over by Belvance.
2 flags.
And that'll be enough for a first down.
Catch in half the distance. We're going to get a roughing penalty. And again, Joey, my shoulder hurts watching some of the stuff he throws.
Do you think he ices his shoulder after games?
Something's got to happen because, I mean, the number of times this guy rolls left and throws balls that your shoulder's not meant to throw is insane. And he throws them so accurately. I watched that and I go, yeah, I can't do that.
2:45 left here in this second half.
I can do that throwing left-handed.
So they get some bonus yards on that.
It's half the distance.
That's it, right?
So
on the
here we
stick
go.
play.
We're on the 12-yard line. And again, watch left side of the sidelines.
Here's Taylor looking towards the left once again, rolling to the right, and he's sacked by Julien Paymon. A loss of 5, and a big play by the pass rush specialist, and he comes up big for the team in orange.
That was nice. Again, Joey's been doing this all night. 2 steps left, looking and then rolling right. In this case, his release was slow, and Julien doesn't miss. He does not miss. So, awesome play by his part. Let's see what happens here. Looking left, looking left.
Taylor, short, Benevento, spin move, and he is going to be tackled by Jean-Laurent Vallée.
About the 5.
1:55 left here. And you wonder now for Tats if they might have to call timeouts or they're going to let the clock play down to 5 plays for them to control the game.
I would let it run out. You want 6 plays.
So you want 6 plays and controlling the narrative of this matchup.
I want 6 plays.
So here we go, 1:35 left. So the Tats are wobbly at the knees as they've taken a couple of body shots, and now can the 2.5 offense come up with a knockout punch down by 1?
Nah. This touchdown is irrelevant for the Tats.
And here is Taylor looking for the relevant pass. Picked off. Gamon with the INT.
Gomo.
And that's the second red zone INT from Joy Taylor as a Christmas gift to the Tats defense with 1:05 left.
I cannot say it often enough. I have. Alexis Gaumont is the unsung hero from the Tats. I've called it from day one. I would love this guy on my team. He is so underutilized. Defensively, he is like Jesse Dupree runs the team. Jesse Dupree is the man who makes it all work, but he does it because Alexis behind him.
And not only that, though, Carm, no timeouts left for 2.5 downs. If you recall, they used a timeout on defense with 5 plays left in the first half, and that might cost them here with 30 seconds left before 5. The Tats on their way, up by 1. Here is Dupuis looking left sideline, caught by Jean-Claude Vallée, and that will bring it down probably towards 6 plays.
2nd and 4. Don't be too shocked if Jesse takes off.
But that might not result in 5 plays here. There might be 6 plays left.
Don't be too shocked if Jesse doesn't take off with his legs, gets the first down, and marches.
I think the worst case scenario for the 2.5 defense, let them score so you get the ball back down by perhaps 7, if not 8 points.
I'm not sure they're going to let Jesse take off on a 32-yard touchdown.
We'll see now. 6 to go.
It'd be funny if they did and Jesse stopped at 2 and like
decided to take knees.
Dance, did the Beckham.
Of course. Here we go. Last play before 5. Dupuis looking for the run. Outward pressure. And Uhl right through his fingertips down the right side. And with 5 plays left.
Like I said, Jesse was looking to take off. That was obvious. Jesse wanted to take off, get the first down, and shut things down.
And now he can take off.
But I'm going to give Brandon Alward all the credit. He shut him down, forced him to throw a ball. Ball was incomplete. And when you overthrow Matthew Uhl, holy cow, you're overthrowing somebody. So hats off to Brandon on that one. Like, well done. So now we got 3rd and 4, and you've got to make a play.
And if they convert on this first down, game, set, match, Tats.
Don't be too shocked if Lapointe, the center, is the one making this play.
And here's Dupuis. Can he make the play now? Looking to the left, waiting, evades. And now here he goes, taking off. Benevento with a big tackle down the right side.
4th and 2.
And that will be at just shy of the midfield point. So you go for it or you punt the ball away? What do you do here, Carmen?
Punt.
But it's not enough to get to the inside the 10, so this will go
Fourth.
to the 10.
Punt.
And they can call a timeout to reassess the situation. And you wonder if Dupree will call a timeout, and this is the play that will tell us all if this will
Now,
be going more than
if the
this.
Tats were able to run the ball in this play, I wouldn't punt. But at this point in time, with the way they're playing, and the referees are allowing a lot of stuff to go, I'd punt. And then give the 2.5 Dans 2 plays to go with Joey Taylor's arm.
And they call timeout. So they do take a timeout just to think about this. And you're right, Joey's arm isn't going to throw a 40 bomb. It needs about 3 plays to get a 40 bomb in total.
Not. The only one on the team that can throw the 40 bomb is Paul, but then Paul can't catch it.
No, he can't catch,
Like, too bad.
throw and catch. That's impossible.
Like I said, if right now they had the ability to run this play, I wouldn't be punting. I would put the ball in Jesse's hands and go, hey, fucking kill the rush. Sorry.
Well, it's all right. Don't worry. Joey Taylor has a bit of a Garoppolo arm.
So
Can't
my
really throw a
colorful
deep
language
ball.
has been less than colorful all day until that moment. I apologize. I got colorful.
That's all right, though. Don't worry. All right, let's see now. What will Jesse Dupree call on this? And we talk about this game right here. It has lived up to the expectations.
If you're going 4th and 1 like this,
This is going to be fun. Here we go.
Anthony LaPointe's getting the ball.
Lock and load. Dupree.
Anthony LaPointe's getting the ball.
And we'll see if Carm's right. Snap is good. Looking towards the middle. Waiting, pumping. Sideline cut. Clockwork orange. Tats are going to be your 2019 spring champions.
Anthony LaPointe with the catch.
A huge win for the Tats, Carm. What a game by the Tats, showing why you buy stock in them as they are moving up and up and up here.
I said it earlier in my articles, and I said it this morning when I wrote it out. I bought onto the orange bandwagon about week 6. Jesse Dupree has impressed the HE double hockey sticks out of me. I have been a fan. Gomo has been the underutilized player, just so talented. And you know what? Fun to watch.
As we're getting instructions from the production team here, as we get to the camera sooner than later here, as we go to the camera now, Eagle, are we going to trophy presentation first here, but carry on here, Carm, your thoughts. And you know what? When you think about the Tats trajectory and what they've done, they started from the bottom, and now they worked their way up. And now, what do you foresee for them next year in winter? Are they going to be a Div 2 team?
I would like to see them in D2. They have the talent to do it. They're not going to do it at 8-man roster, which they played a lot of this season with. They need, again, when you're going to play like top division, you need 10, 11 players because people are going to miss and what have you, and you need to have full talent around. And if you're going to win in the second half of games, it's not going 2 ways with 6 guys. That's not how you win at the upper levels, because the upper levels are going 100 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Full game. You can't do that playing 2 ways. You're going to lose, unfortunately. But the Tats have such a talented base. Jesse Dupree, I cannot say enough about him. He has done an amazing job. He's built a great team. He's made strides the past 3 seasons. I love watching him on both sides of the ball. Matthew Uhl is just a nightmare matchup situationally. LaPointe is a center. Well, I called it there on the winning catch. He's got a lethal first step and not used enough. Gomo is, in my mind, one of the top, probably in the top 10 in all of Flag Plus football. 2-way players. The Tats, their ceiling is so high. It's really so high.
For Mike Pearson, second championship of the night. For Julien Paymont, his third of the night. And that's right, Jesse Dupree as well. Multiple champions.
He won with the Braves.
Braves, exactly. And when you look at 2.5 Alcoholics, the 2 red zone plays cost them dearly.
Gomo. And yeah,
Dupree's INT as well. That cost him dearly, Carmen.
and again, it's where you're rolling one way and throwing the other. Yeah, he got a couple of touchdowns out of it. He also got burnt out of it. It's not a high percentage play. It's a Joey Taylor play. Unfortunately, he got away with a couple, And when I say got away, I mean they were wide open. He made great throws, great reads. It's nice, but then he didn't get away with it. You're not going. That's not how you win football.
No, and the cross-body throws are a no-no in the quarterback guidebook. I beg your pardon. And for the Tats, they win, and this organization, this stock is rising by the second, and they could very well be a Division II winter team in 2020. And for two and a half, obviously this was an amalgamation of Alcoholics and Dans. Do you foresee this team sticking together for the following season, or do you think they go the separate ways and go into different?
This is what we see in the spring season. A lot of teams merge up, and you see the funny names, and you see the yada yada yada. This is not a winter season. A lot of teams for the spring do that because people are missing. Can't get the full roster.
Let's go down to Simon Dagenet, who has, I believe, the MVP of the game here. And Simon is a part of the family here with his championship T-shirt himself. Here we go. Simon Dagenet, take it away.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je demande? Pourquoi Julie n'est pas là?
Je sais que Julien Paiement, rusher de Alphatees, KGP, Braves. T'es la première personne ever à un 3 championship dans la même journée. Il y a du monde qui a gagné 3 championships, mais pas back-to-back-to-back. How does it feel?
C'est vraiment le fun. Sérieusement, c'est impressionnant. J'ai bien du fun.
En tant que rusher aussi, c'est pas comme une position, comme tu chill, tu fais rien, là, c'est quand même exigeant.
On a couru, j'étais épuisé. J'ai hâte d'aller me coucher. Là. Regarde, on va aller fêter un peu, les gars ensemble, on va en profiter, puis on va célébrer ça.
Ah, merci, Julien.
Grosse game, puis en même temps, pourquoi JD n'était pas là?
And of course, thank you very much, Simon Dagenet. Of course, that is the question of the day. JD Chevalier was not given the game as Joey Taylor outed him for the fact he was not wearing a uniform number last game of the year. And you wondered maybe he would have made a bigger difference in this game for Tats. Who knows? But they had the ring on their finger.
I don't think JD would have made that huge of a difference. Jesse played a good game. The Tats defense played what they were supposed to do. As much as Brandon Alward made a huge impact for 2.5, Jesse was in control of the game like throughout. When he decided he wanted to do things, he did it. Alexi Gomo, Matthew Uhl with huge plays throughout. I mean, Matthew Uhl is just a huge physical mismatch. But underneath was LaPointe. And that came down to it. LaPointe made like 4 or 5 really big catches that the 2.5 Dans just, 2.5 Alcoholics just couldn't contain.
And the Paul up here non-factor. That might have come back and haunt 2.5.
Paul is going to be cursing until
Fall Cup.
March. Not Fall Cup. Paul LaPierre is such a physical mismatch out of the center. Whenever I've played with Paul, Paul gets 10 catches a game, if not more. I have no idea, and it was almost like the end of the first half today.
Right.
Paul didn't catch the ball. I couldn't believe it. I have no idea how you don't run your offense through Paul LaPierre, regardless of how successful you are. In this case, well, they lost the game. So it's really going to be like a lot of finger pointing with Paul not being the guy.
Finger pointing indeed, but they have a ring on the finger. That is the Tats. They're the 2019 Spring Champions for Division B. Karma, a great job by you as always, man. A pleasure working with you. A lot of fun. And
a lot of fun.
A big thank you to Alex Dakula, Simon Dagenet, the entire staff and crew here for the production of these Div B final. We'll see you for the Fall Cup in September, and of course, winter season not far away. Good night from Brossard, Quebec.
Have a great night.